First and foremost, I would like to take a moment to thank my friends over at Community Mitsubishi in Bloomington, Indiana for allowing me to take the Mirage Carbonite out and review it. Their website and location are in the description box below, where you can head over and check out all of their new and used inventory. Please kindly remember that I do not work at or for any dealerships, so I cannot answer if a vehicle is still available or for sale. The Mitsubishi Mirage of today, marked as an A00, was first introduced in 2012 as the 6th generation of the Mirage name and is known as the Dodge Attitude in the Mexico market. What we see here is a far cry of what the Mirage once was from the late 70s to the mid-90s, and the current Mirage is produced at the Lam Shabong assembly plant in the Chonburi province in Thailand and was designed by Hideyasu Nakagami. First introduced as a concept car, the 6th generation was previewed at the 2011 Geneva Motor Show, with a production model shown later at the 2011 Tokyo Motor Show. Mitsubishi's efforts of this car revolved around affordability and efficiency, to which it succeeds. What we see today is a second facelift version and the most current version, which was introduced to the North American market as a 2021 model. Ours was produced in December of 2020. What we are taking a look at today is a 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage Carbonite Edition, which is painted in this very cool sand yellow metallic paint with a black cloth interior. Full pricing is shown on screen and a full options list breakdown is in the description box below. With the 2021 facelift bringing new and more aggressive style to fall in line with the Eclipse, Cross, and Outlander vehicles, the Carbonite Edition also brings red accents along the grille and lower valance panels, along with faux carbon fiber trim along the B-pillars. Standard safety systems on this car are lane departure warning, forward collision mitigation, and automatic high beam assist. Very impressive for a car less than $19,000. The Mirage is front-wheel drive with power coming from a naturally aspirated 1.2-liter MIVEC dual overhead cam 12-valve inline 3-cylinder engine. This engine is of aluminum block and head construction with electronically controlled multi-port fuel injection and a 10.5-to-1 compression ratio. This engine creates a whopping 76 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 74 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. Despite its racy looks, this car is slow. 0 to 60 miles per hour comes in 12.8 seconds. 0 to 90 miles per hour is in 35.6 seconds, with a quarter mile reach in 19.5 seconds at a blistering 73 miles per hour. Top speed is only limited to around 100 miles per hour. Where it makes up with speed is fuel economy. The Mirage is equipped with a 9.2 US gallon fuel capacity and consumes 2.6 gallons per 100 miles driven, with an estimated total driving range of around 350 miles. EPA fuel economy figures are very impressive at 36 miles per gallon city, 43 miles per gallon highway, and 39 miles per gallon combined. And while a manual transmission is standard on the ES trims, all other trims, Carbonite included, only come with one, the INVECS III CVT with sport and low gear modes. No manual transmission is offered on the sporty version or even a simulated manual shift capability. That's a bummer. Rear suspension is uninspiring torsion beam. What it makes up for is the standard safety systems mentioned previously. Around the rear, styling is pretty generous, especially for a car of this price point. The rear camera is still mounted very awkwardly to the gate in an unintegrated style pod. Looking like a loosely translated version of the Ford Fiesta ST, the Carbonite features a large rear spoiler with third brake light. You also have LED tail lamps, but only incandescent brake and turn indicators. Mitsubishi has installed a rather aggressive tuner-style rear bumper on the Carbonite, complete with upright red reflectors and lower carbon-style air dams within the red accents. Even though it sports fake Venturi fins, thankfully the designers showed restraint and opted no fake exhaust outlets, even going to the lengths of actually hiding the single small exhaust outlet. Along the profile, the Mirage hatchback, carbonite or otherwise, is tall and boxy. It's not ugly, but it's not winning any awards either. The Mirage sits on a short 96.5-inch wheelbase with an overall length of 151.4 inches. Steering is electrically assisted variable rate rack and pinion with 2.6 turns lock-to-lock and a 30.2-foot turning radius. Wheels are attractively styled 14-inch, yes, you heard that right, 14-inch silver-painted aluminums shot in 165/65 R14 Falcon Sincera all-season tires. Brakes are hydraulically assisted front ventilated disc and rear drums, and they can halt the tiny Mirage from 70 miles per hour to 0 in 170 feet. Up front, suspension is McPherson struts with gas-charged shock absorbers. The front styling is where the Mirage really stands out in my opinion. Carrying a new face that resembles that of the Eclipse Cross and the Outlander, this new version looks pretty good, especially in carbonite guise. With that said, the gloss black grille and red accents and the faux carbon aerodynamic style bumpers are all a little bit overdone in my opinion. Headlamps are aerodynamically styled halogen set in clear lenses with chrome bezels. Black would have looked great here. Front turn indicators are incandescent and inset towards the middle. They are supplanted by side repeaters in the front 3/4 panel. Mitsubishi says a new challenger has entered the arena. I'm just not quite sure what arena. If you are looking for a great economy car at a fantastic price, look no further than the Mirage. Otherwise, I'd say check out the other subcompact offerings first.
Alrighty, now obviously being a car that's less than $19,000 on a sticker price, it doesn't have smart key access or anything like that. It just has basic keyless remote entry on a bladed key fob. Doesn't even have a switchblade. So you just have unlock, lock, and your panic. And before stepping inside, just a quick look at some of the carbonite details here. Faux carbon fiber on the B pillars here. And down below, as shown before, we do have these molded rocker panels with that carbon fiber faux trim and that red stripe, which does continue back here as well to the rear. All right, now let's get inside. And the interior of the Mirage, even in the Carbonite Edition, it's not really pretended to be something that it really isn't. It is basic transportation. Inside is pretty much all black. Hard plastic door panels all over, not even padded armrest, not even a padded area here. Just same black material for the door pulls, door locks here. It does have power equipment, so you have power window lockout, power door locks, and power windows. You've also got power mirrors. Molded door pocket here with a bottle holder and a door mounted speaker. Alright, on the driver's side instrument panel here, we have our power mirror controls, traction control, and our forward collision warning. Of course, we have a big round air vent, fuse panel access here, hood release here, and this just does have two pedals indicating that it is an automatic transmission. In this case, it's a CVT. Right down here is your fuel door release, and just simple manual seat back or seat adjustments. Fore and aft bar here. This will be your seat cushion extender. Raises and lowers the height of the seat cushion. And this here, of course, is a seat back release. And it looks like underneath the driver's seat is the jack for the spare tire. Taking a quick look at the steering wheel here, it's just a tilt and telescoping neoprene steering wheel. And a quick look at the seats. They're not performance oriented in any aspect, even though the exterior kind of reflects a performance oriented vehicle. They are wrapped in this almost like wetsuit type cloth material, and they do have this interesting pattern on the inset. Alrighty, pan through the interior, show more details. As you can see here, nice fluidic, easy to use, power assisted steering. As stated before, it's just a standard neoprene steering wheel. It's not leather wrapped or anything like that. It is a 3-spoke design. And one thing I wish the interior would benefit from, especially being the Carbonite Edition, is to have a little bit of an interior upgrade. So a leather wrapped steering wheel would be nice, and some other trim niceties would have been welcome. But a quick look at the steering wheel on the right hand side, or the left hand side rather. We have our audio controls here, volume, seek and scan, and our mode controls for band, and our Bluetooth and phone controls and voice controls, which is also a nice touch, especially for a car of this price point. And then over here is our cruise controls, another nicety in a car of this price point. Interestingly, here we do have our parking lamp headlamp controls, but as you can see here, we also have front and rear fog lamp controls here, but this car is not equipped with either of those. Interesting. And of course, flash to pass, high beam, turn indicators, and then of course over here is your wiper washer controls. Not sure really what this blank button is, but it's there. Alright, front and center. Another feature that would have been nice is if these were like a white face gauge or something like that. But anyway, you have an 8,000 RPM tach here, big 140 mile per hour speedometer over there. Over here will be a bank of warning lights, and then down in the LCD display, you have your trip computer and your fuel gauge, as well as your gear indicator. And just by toggling this button here, it goes through your odometer, trip odometer, average economy, and all that kind of stuff. And moving over the top of the dash, as you can see, it's all hard plastic. Down the center, you do have this nice gloss piano black trim and these really nice looking air vents here. They have a good look to them. If they had some silver accents, it would have been nice, but they still look good. 4-way flasher button here. And then here, surprisingly, you have a nice touchscreen display. Has phone controls, day-night mode, and then this really small volume button here. But anyway, not much in here. There's AM, FM, Bluetooth audio, your phone, and then you can go to the screen, setup, and all that kind of stuff there. Not much to show. And placing the vehicle in reverse does show a reverse camera with fixed guidance lines. It doesn't move with the steering wheel. Alright, moving down. Another nice feature actually is the presence of automatic climate control. So single zone, you have your temperature control here, you have your panel distribution blend modes here, recirculate or fresh air mode, air conditioner, front and rear defrosters, turn the system off, and of course, last but not least, is your fan speed. Alright, over here, a 12-volt power point here. We have a USB port here, small little storage tray, 2 small cup holders up front, transmission selector lever on the silver base, and a parking brake. It's actually a real handbrake. No armrest, and 1 cup holder for the rear passengers. But there are no armrests on either of the seats. Alright, taking a look over top, just a manually dimming rearview mirror, passenger airbag indicator switch, just overall dome lights. You can also turn it off with the door open. This right here is your speaker for the Bluetooth audio. Sun visors are vinyl padded. They're very basic. There's no mirrors on the passenger side at least, and they swing, but they do not slide out on extension rails. And you have overhead assist handles. The driver's side sun visor, however, does have a vanity mirror. Alrighty, let's take a look at the rear seats now. Quick look at the door panels here. Same hard plastic, no padding on the armrest or anything like that. Power window switch, door release, no storage in the doors, and just your door speaker here. Alright, and taking a look at those seats. Believe it or not, these seat 3 across. It is a 60-40 split folding seat with high adjustable head restraints on the outboard seats. 3-point shoulder belts for all passenger seating areas. They are upholstered in that same kind of wetsuit type material with this interesting geometric pattern on the inserts. There is no rear armrest. There's no rear cup holders, save for the one extending from the front console. There's also no overhead lighting, no assist handles or anything like that. You'll also see on the back of the seats there is no seat back mat pockets. And one more thing, if you do want to fold the seats, in order to do that, there is actually no interior releases. This is just a seatbelt guide here. So what you have to do is you have to come around to the back of the car, open the back hatchback, and pull this little cord here. And there is the seat folded. Of course, it doesn't actually fold flat. You have to remove the headrest. Alright, to get into the hatch area, there's only one way to do that. There's no inside release or key fob release. Just lift up on this handle, and it opens up on hydraulic struts. And as you can see, the opening is quite small, but the load level is actually really deep in there. So it's actually pretty nice. It looks like it can accommodate quite a bit for the size of this car, actually. Now, underneath the floor mat, you do find a compact spare tire. It is teeny tiny. The jack is underneath the driver's seat, and that's the tools there. And as stated previously, the seat back releases are actually right here. So we'll go ahead and fold those seats real quick. We'll also remove this privacy cover so you can see the storage with the seats down. Alright, to make it easier, I did remove that privacy cover, and I've also removed the headrest. We've already pulled these latches forward, so now we're just going to push the seat backs forward here. And that is the cargo volume with the seats folded. As you can see, they don't lay flush with the load floor. Alrighty, and that does conclude our in-depth walk around look at the 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage Carbonite Edition hatchback. We do hope you found the review informative, and if you did, please comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/neighborhoodcarreviews and Instagram at BrensoJ1. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.